Testing, testing, one, two, three. Hey there, YouTube. Hey there, YouTube. Here we go. Here we go. Going to hopefully have this recorded. We're checking out the Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred Sorcerer season, I think the 6th. We're hitting for billions. Also trillions under specific events. I'll get to that later. Yes, I said trillions with a T, but it's very hard to do. But billions, normal, easy. Let's get going. First of all, we're going to be looking at the training dummies here. So currently we have the Lightning Spear, Ice Blades, Familiar, Flame Shield, as well as Fireball, and Unstable Currents. So let's get going and just do a quick demonstration here. Let's get some buffs up and running. Might as well show you the particular buffs that I usually prefer. We get our cast going. You can see pretty much right away we're ramping up. And then just, yeah, billions usually hit for. You see a good 4 or 5 bill there. You see, sometimes you're going to see me start ramping up and hitting for like 20 billion. Most of the billions of hits are going to be in the 2 to 10 billion range. And as the longer I go, the longer I cast, the more I'm going to hit for. But usually 2 billion is easy to do, up to 10. But you're also going to see all my smaller hits are hit for like usually like a billion or 500 million. So this is just like the beginning portion of it. See some 6 bills there, some 5 bills. It's going to just keep ramping up. Now, some people might think, why is it ramping up? If you look at my runic power down there at the bottom, where that purple icon is right here, basic skill, you can see that this is going to actually make it ramp up much further, much faster. Now, what does this? So there's a few things that create this interaction where we can hit for trillions, hit for billions. Normally the Fireball Sorcerer can hit for like a few bill, but getting above a few bill is hard, where you can start seeing me hit for 10 bill, 6 bill, 8 bill, things like that. Those interactions are coming from a few things. So how we're hitting for a few billions, we got right here our best interactions that we're going to have where we can actually ramp up much faster is this knock cax. These two in combination basically inflict the crowd control, and then also ramping up to do above 100% damage, where it spends all of that. So let's take a look at those runes. We can actually show you why it's happening. The overflow is very specific on this. You can see it only requires 400 to cast, but then you can overflow, and this overflow you can take advantage. You can just keep ramping up your damage, and this ramping up your damage is actually what's going on. So this is actually what's going to be really crazy. In combination with the knack portion of it, the knock portion of this right here, the inflict crowd control that isn't slow or chill. That's going to be actually very important. Those two in combination. There are other ones you can do like this. It'll ramp up slower. This works great for bosses. This doesn't work great for bosses. This is great for ads. And this is where you can hit those trillions, because if you get basically 40 ads in a group together, you can then ramp it up as hardcore basically. So let's just show some additional items that you might be interested in. Abilities. What's creating us to get this slow and the other options going on there? So you got Frozen Orb that's casting out there, and that's also casting because we have the Fractured Winter Glass, which is like, most people are like, why are you using Fractured Winter Glass on Fireball Mage? Because, yeah, it's great. Works really good. So, as well as Ringless Starless Skies, keeps your mana going, because whenever your runic power procs, you actually drop down to 0 mana, but you go up really fast. As well as Teleresha Iridescent Loop, And specifically on this, we're going for the cooldown reduction. On this, we're going for the core skills. On this, we're going for conjuration mastery. On this, we're going for fireball. On this, we're going for cooldown. On this, we're trying to get our armor up to our cap. You want to make sure you hit your armor cap. On this, there's two ways to go with this. There's one where you can get additional um, for that. You can see right here, I got the lucky hit one for the chance to get your cooldown faster. You can go for this to get your cooldown quicker, or you can go for the one where you basically daze and do increased damage to an additional 25% damage. So they're both valid for going. I prefer this just for doing it more frequently, but the other one can actually ramp up to higher DPS. So this you want to go for fireball. This you're going to want to go for either all stats or maximum life, depending upon if you want to hit harder or if you want to do this. And this air perdition and the shroud of false death are basically requirements for this, as well as ring of starless skies. Not as much, but unfortunately these two are requirements. It's pretty much everything else that I talked about is a requirement. The only thing that's not a requirement is this, but it's still best to have. Now, in abilities, let's talk about some of our skill assignments here. Um, Everyone goes for Fireball, Firebolt, and then on to Fireball. Fireball off into Destructive through Enhanced to Destructive. Destructive is where we're going to get the doing. We're not doing the Shatter builds, we're not doing this. So this is why I talk about non-Shatter. Destructive Fireball, and then we have some points in Elemental Elements. You get your Frozen Orb here, off to Greater Orb, and you're doing that to get vulnerable. There's two ways we're getting vulnerable, one being through Frozen Orb, the second being through Frost Nova over here. You can see that we put items into Glass Cannon, a little bit into Energy Focus to get our shields, Frost Nova down over here to get our vulnerable, the Mystical Frost Nova. We're also using Familiars to up our DPS, and then you can see it goes Enhance Familiar, and then over Invoked Familiar to enhance our DPS, as well as pretty much everyone goes Ice Blades, Enhanced Ice Blades, Summon Ice Blades, and I put, I think, 1 point over here into Precision Magic just to dump it, but you can use that for survivability elsewhere. Because Lucky Hit is actually very important for this build, which is actually surprising for most Fireball builds. We got a cooldown here going on just to show for production and align the elements. We also got Lightning Spear going off, Enhanced Lightning Spear, and Invoke Lightning Spear, which is very standard. And Conjuration Mastery. This is actually stupendously important. Why Fractured Winterglass is awesome, because look at how many stacks this is, and it can go up to 30 stacks. So 30 times 14 is a lot. So this is why Fractured Winterglass is really nice. And then some Mana Shield, and then you can see I got a little bit into Icy Veil, and most of the points going on here from our equipment over here, the Air Perdition, as well as Shroud False Death. And let's go on. Everyone's Devouring Blaze as well as Inner Flames. And then we go over here, everyone Enlightenment, Unstable Currents, one hit Prime Unstable, pretty standard, Fiery Surge. Everyone goes for Soulfire, so that's the points are needed here. Same thing over here, pretty much everyone goes for Perm Frost, 1 point into Horror Frost. So this is where you get extra damage as well as extra damage from Elemental Surge, Synergies, as well as extra damage from Evocation, being able to cast your stuff out much faster. Now that's getting into that basic. My Paragon board is crazy. Almost no one does it like this. So, as well as my glyphs. My glyphs are probably not the best to use. I just did that and I never changed it. Everyone else goes with some other options. I go for Destruction, Control, Elementalist, Enchanter, and Eliminator. So I go from the main starting board off to, let's see, this is going to be the Searing Heat. And I believe the next board after that I went to was the Fundamental Release board. set up over here. And so for the searing heat, I put in the destruction. On the main board, I put eliminator. On the board over here, the fundamental release, I put enchanter. And for this board here, which is going to be frigid fate, I put elementalist. And for this board over here, we have the enchantment master. I actually care about this. Most people don't care about it too much, but I do, as well as I put in the control over here. So that's just a quick overview of the board and some of the decisions that I've made on it. I will go over in the future a little bit, but I'm just trying to do a quick. Everyone pretty much goes for the mercenary here, which is basically going for this to get additional critical strike, and then everyone pretty much goes for this as well. So this is pretty much standard to everyone else. My weirdness is my board. My board and my skill tree are weird compared to everyone else. So, I'm weird, but yeah, numbers go up and I like it. So that's why I chose this. Most of the reasons why I'm trying to do things that do additional crowd control, vulnerable damage, and I go around that aspect. And so that's why I go that route. You can see that I basically just hit armor cap. My resistances are very, very over. I could easily reduce them and not care too much. Crit damage, I would like to get this up. Critical strike, I'm trying to get this up. I would like to get it up over here. And I'd also like to get my attack speed up over here, but I gotta get a good roll. Same thing over here. I need to get it on that, but that's, hard. So I'll pray and hope, but we'll see if I ever get it. Same thing over here in air petition. I'd like to get critical strike. So our main thing we're caring about to get is hit, our critical hits. Now our critical hits are going to do a few things. Over here you can see that the lucky hit, lucky hits, allows you to have conjurations that appear and a chance to launch a frozen orb. The frozen orbs are going to apply the vulnerable. I'm not casting frozen orb. This is basically auto cast it for me. And you're going to be able to see over here when I actually start ramping up. So I always start off with familiar, then just spam these. So you're spamming these three, looking for when an enemy is going to do some damage to hit here, or if you even want to ramp up your damage more, doing this actually does do that as well. And then go away with unstable currents. Now, as well, some things here that are also a little bit different. My skill assignments. Frost Nova. Frost Nova can actually help with the ruin power that we're talking about there. And so Fireball enchantment as well. Now, most people put the Ice Blades down here to get more of a ramp up effect where you can get your cooldowns reduced. If your cooldowns are reduced enough from the other items, you don't need to do that, and you can put the Frost Nova there to auto cast, and that's why in my skill tree I have Frost Nova and to enhance Frost Nova down to Mythical Frost Nova to apply vulnerable in another way. Now let's get into our craziness. Let's ramp it up again here and just sort of show that billions are normal here. 2 billion, nothing. Another 2 billion, 3 bill there. And the longer I cast, the more it gets. So if I'm going on a boss, usually I can hit for like 4 bill. You can see what you're looking for is right here, this. The longer that goes up and the faster that goes up, the more damage I'm going to do. So you can see that every so often it actually stops going up, and that's where it goes into the over. And the faster I can build that up, the higher the damage will actually go. See a 4 bill there, and then do it good. Now, this is some bit of luck here where you can get a fireball to cast and be your higher damage. That's what you sort of want it to be when it goes off. So then you can get where it can hit like 20 bill. Otherwise, it'll take one of your other casts and make it a little bit less, but still pretty good. That's if you're going to pay attention and be a min-maxer. You're going to want to only be casting Fireball when it caps out. But that's for the hardcore. For the normal people, this is good enough. Now, if you can get a group of ads, specifically if you can round up like 40, you can do the trillions, but that's they'll probably nerf that, I'm guessing, because that's not intended to happen. Because just like here, where this is ramping up because there's 5, it ramps up further if you have more enemies. The more enemies, the faster it ramps up. And so the faster ramping is what actually matters. If you have like 40 enemies, this jumps up instantly, hits the cap, and then goes into overflow. That overflow is what we were talking about earlier, the overflow right here. And that can increase your damage beyond 100%. Oh, 1,000%, whatever, you know, ramp it up. So if you have like 40 enemies stacked together, well, it ramps up, and it ramps up hard. Let's see if I can do it live instead of, you know, not live. I'm doing this live. Let's do it live. So we can try and group up some enemies. Hopefully we get a nice open area. If we don't, well, that sucks. I just want to give an example of that ramping up, and I'm hoping that we can get a nice open one. They just showed us show it hit for, you know, 20 billion or trillions if we can. Trillions is best. If you actually have a group of friends and you're playing with a group of friends, they group them up for you, you nuke it down. So now one downside to this build is it's not tanky. It's not great for grouping up on this map, but you know, let's hopefully get them into an open area. All you guys, come here. You two. All you, come. Now with Fireball, it's always the third hop. This, like I said, squishy. Yay. The third hop is where it is. I'm going to try and see if we can farm a good open one. We're looking for an open one to better kite. When you can kite and group them up into a circle, that's when they're going to do the most damage. I want to get a group, come on. Not little hallways. That's true for all Fireball builds. This is a little better, not great though still. Even my normal damage isn't too bad. Okay, I'm gonna see if we can. Aw, shield. Cool. You're looking towards the bottom, furthest away, where more hops happen, is what you want to see. Come on, group up. Come on, get down here to the open room. Fine, I'll just get this other pack. So our main goal here is to group everything up into a nice long hallway. Now let's see if everything can finally come down. Come on. You guys are lazy. I'm trying to show, not to try to play. I want to show a demonstration. I guess I could just play one normally. Demonstration doesn't work good if you're trying to pay attention to down here. Let's just play. you can see the more that there are, the faster they die. I'm happy when I see a large room of ads because that's my bread and butter. Smaller groups are actually a bad thing for me. See, we can mop them up pretty fast now that I'm playing normal instead of trying to get a large group of 50. Ugh. But I wanted to have fun. Fun. To show a trillion damage, not just 20 billion. Trillion looks better. But I'm not tanky. I need friends to group them up for me. 20 billion will have to be enough. You can see that the larger the group is, the better it is. Because the AoE on this build is what's just... See how the screen turns yellow? I say yellow. Damage. See, as soon as a large group happens, they just melt. The larger the group is, the more damage I do. The smaller the group is, the less damage I do. It's a simple equation. More equals better. And it just ramps up linearly. Every single ad that's more than there was, the more damage I will do. Also, the more risky it is for my life, but you know. And also, the further away that they're at the edge of the screen, the more damage I will do. So, paying attention is fun. So, just trying to show off the benefits and downsides, but I also need to pay attention to the game. It's been a while since I've live streamed. Hoping for all those to follow me down. Get back to where we were before. The third hop is where all the damage is done. There's not as much damage on the second hop. And the more enemies is where all the damage comes from. Unfortunately, your biggest hits are actually going to be off screen where you can't see that you did a crazy amount of damage, but all of a sudden you'll realize that something that had ridiculous amounts of health is dead. But it's on the edge of your screen. You never saw it die. That's unfortunately the fireball build and how it works. It'd be nice if every single hop of fireball did the damage, but just how they set it up. You can see how, like right there, everything just disappeared on the screen. Anything further off screen does more damage. Oh, come on, don't freeze me. Oh, leg, nice. Leg. Let's see if we can flush for an open one fast, because I want to quick do a 90 clear. I just want to show you how the ads disappear sometimes where there's a group of a whole bunch and then they just disappear. Let's see if we can get lucky and get an open field so I can show off what I'm trying to show off. Not an open field. The best one is the canyon. The joy of a fire mage is you got to farm for a fire source. You got to farm for the open field. Open field and spiders are going to be your best. when I'm actually trying, I can usually make it to the boss and have like 5-10 minutes left to fight the boss. The one downside to this is exactly that, where you're gonna be at the boss for a while. Let's see if we can just group some of these up and have them come and say hello to us. Come on, come and say hello. I want you guys, come here. Still didn't hit the field yet. I got bored, so just went into one just for some fun. Look at the edge. You can see on the mini map how the ads on the far end just melt away. But the ones that are up close, I don't do much damage to. It's just how it works. Unfortunately. But if all the hops change in the future a little bit to actually do the damage on all hops, I know right now they're saying it's a glitch. They would make it fun and make it happen on all the hops. It'd be awesome. Or keep it this way so it's unique. That Fire Mage is crazy like that. An open map. Just having some fun here, killing some little ads. But that's not what we came here to do. I just wanted to enjoy a little bit. Gotta have fun. Now with all the crowd control, you can usually escape most things. Which is one of the benefits here. Let's see if we can get an open mesa. Still not it. Fun and just test it anyway. Remember, the more stuff that there is, the more damage we do. So... when we see less things, we're actually unhappy. Why can't I play good live? Oh, my special ed today. You actually need buffs. They're actually extremely important because the lucky hit chance goes up a lot more from what I have picked out. And crit and everything else. 90 to 95 is my push point currently. Where it's hard. Things underneath that are easier. I'd rather show what's hard, not what's easy. Of course, I'm not playing as well. This is more open. Perfect, but don't screw up too much. Let's come around the corner. I stood in it. We should play good today. This won't make it, but this at least is an open map. But we had to go through a cruddy map to get to a good map. Now, certain maps you can actually do the whole floor in just one run. That's what we're hoping to show off here. hallways are fun. See if I can improve my skills. Hallways. Something that fireballs mages hate. Still a hallway. This hallway is not ended. This hallway is as long as it can get, huh? This hallway is still going. Liz loves hallways. Okay, finally we're at the end of this hallway. No. I'm not having a good day today. I just want to get something that's not a long hallway. I just want to make a recording of this so I can get to one that actually shows where this build is good. Come on. Not a hallway. Infernal Hordes this destroys on though, so. Unfortunately, the vast majority of all pits are long hallways. I just wanted to show off a quick, fun death and destruction. Now, if someone else is holding the ads for you, it becomes super easy. But it's about so. Hey, finally, can we actually pay attention now and be smart? Let's find out. Okay, let's round up some fun. This is been hoping for. See if I can not be stupid. See the stuff disappearing far off the screen. Stuff that had like full life just disappeared. That's unfortunately the problem with Fireball build, is things off the screen is where they die. Not as fun. Let's see if we can get some more ads. Hopefully someone can screen capture any of the largest hits that I get here, because some of them are gonna, I'm gonna have to go back and look at it myself and try and find some of these screenshots, because you can see the stuff disappears finally. Finally I can show off what it does. I hate fishing. I should have just fished harder instead of trying to play hallways. Ugh. Hallways work fine when you're in a 2-player, but or a 4-player, 2 to 4 player. But I was trying to show you guys, and I was not wanting to fish for an hour. But hey, we got something that's better. Blizzard finally doesn't hate us. You know, this is the map where this build actually can shine a little, you know. Not the best thing to play against, but you know, don't care. Spiders on this map is like the greatest thing ever, because I'm squishy. But I love this map. This map is like awesome. Let's go round up some more ads. Now, of course, if I was a better player too, this would shine even better. But you know, it looks good enough. Being tier 90 and being a fireball pure. The same thing that you're seeing here happens on 95. There doesn't seem to be the speed that these ads die doesn't seem to change too much. The boss is all that really seems to feel different between 90 and 95. Is the boss takes forever. Which is why it's great to have a whole bunch of time on the boss, which we're gonna finally do. Hopefully it's a good boss. If it's a boss with ads, it is better. Den Mother sort of sucks a little bit because, well, she disappears. But I think everyone has that opinion of Den Mother. But she has ads. Oh, it feels so much better. I hate being trapped in hallways, because this build is so squishy, but so deadly. No, I walked into that. There, I saw a 20 bill hit there. That was beautiful. I like 20 bill hits. 20 bill sounds like a good number for a fire mage. I'm coming back and watching this later because I want to see my largest hit. Okay, here's the boss on tier 90 for fire mage. What do we got? This guy too much. So the trick is to basically keep the boss on the edge of where you can cast, and then get out of any of the ways that the stupid thing does. You can see most of our damage is going to be when he's vulnerable. I shouldn't have actually used my see, the boss is basically off screen. Just sort of, you're like, oh, what's the boss doing? Well, you don't get to know. Get away from that. You have to be careful of everything that the mother does to you. Whenever one of the ads actually dies near, actually works best. Because the ads do even more damage. We just gotta not be stupid and not get any stacks. Let's move out the way. Mother of Hatred. I prefer the top of the screen to be at. That's just me. You can see the boss battle lasts for a while. No, none of that. Just move out the way. Once you're halfway point, the boss starts really ramping up with the Mother of Hatred fun. Remember, anything can basically kill you, so get out of the way of everything. This is the bombardment. Where's the boss? There we go. Our damage, unfortunately, I was not paying attention. My damage rotation went away. Gotta be smart and not hit the boss too much. It's on damage rotation. This boss vulnerable. get you vulnerable. Gotta keep paying attention to the mother. Her goal is to kill me. Mother is usually what will kill you, not the boss. So, tier 90. The difference between tier 90 and tier 91 boss is like not much at all. So you got plenty of time left. And the same thing holds true for tier 92. But when it gets up to 95, it sucks. But there you go, tier 90. And you can saw that I had still plenty of time and I was goofing around way too much. I actually need to level up most of my stuff because I'm lazy. I don't like doing the pit. Pit is not the spot where this build shines, but it does shine actually pretty well, so. I gotta go back and look at the recording there when we were out in the open. I'm pretty sure we ramped up to some 100 bill hits there, and that looked beautiful. When we were out in the open field, we could do our real damage. Oh, hallways suck. I liked it when we were popping off for 100 bill. It just feels so good. So, but tier 90 cleared there. Obviously, I cleared it solo before. But yes, so tier 90 to 95 can be done by a Firewall Mage. But higher than 95 is going to be difficult. You can get to the boss really quickly. So even tier 95, you can get to the boss pretty fast. But you spend all your time on the boss. All your time on the boss. So, yeah. Just wanted to do a quick high cap of that. Now let's show off some spots where it is sort of fun. I'm going to do just a little bit of a Infernal Compass just to show how quickly it can do it. Because that's like the whole entire thing. The thing is built for Infernal Hordes. So let's show off what this is actually a god of. Now, the unfortunate part where you could see that, you know, I did tier 90 easy enough once we had an open field. Tier 95 is about the same. You have to get an open field, and spiders are best. Open field and spiders. Doing those two things. I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing here because this is Infernal Horde, so it's like super easy. Just don't stand in green. Nuke everything on screen. Pretty much the definition of Infernal Hordes. Now for Infernal Hordes, I find I don't use the, if I'm going to be doing a whole bunch in a row, I find best to actually not use Frost Nova, but to use the Frozen Orb instead as the special cast, because it does even more damage. But yeah. It was still fun to see. I wanted to see how many hundreds of billions we hit there on that last one. Gotta record, go back and go look at that pit 90 when we were out in the open field and get a screen capture of the stupendous amounts of damage that it can do. And you can see in here, once again, we're ramping up a lot of our damage from those stun effects and all the other effects with the rune power that we have. So when we hit, it's doing more than just 100 bonus, it's doing multiples of 100 bonus, which is beautiful. But in here, it's not really required because everything just dies anyway. So it's not like you have to hit for billions upon billions. Doesn't actually matter in here, but it does in pit. In here, if you hit, for a few, if you hit for like 900 mil, it's good enough. But out in the pit, you want to hit for billions upon billions. Just wanted to show how quickly stuff melts in little boards. You just turn in direction and press the button, and that direction disappears. Now there's also another small problem to this build. Lag. Because you're hitting everything on the screen. The screen clear. It clears the screen, which means everything's taking some damage. Of course, Kitty wants some petting. I don't know if you guys can hear the cat meowing as loud as the cat can. Best part about being even when you're doing solo, you can usually get like 700 or more because everything just dies. Now I know that there's not many people that have cleared Sorcerer with tier 90 with Fire Ball. I think I'm like only one of a handful of people have done that. And making up to 95 is even more of an accomplishment. I'm going to have to record me doing that, not just talk about doing it. I'm going to have to make a recording of it. The thing is, I play at nighttime when my kids are sleeping, so I'm gonna have to make that recording. So, yeah, it's just showcasing some of what it can do. Blizzard loves making the floor as lava the game. Surging Hellborn, of course. Like that's even a choice. You gotta just click on it. So, if anyone ever watches this Tell me the largest number that you saw on the pit and the largest number that you saw on Infernal Hordes. And also the largest number that you saw when we were in the training area. The largest one that I've ever seen in the training area for my hits has been 25 billion. I don't know if that happened because I read just watching live when I was doing it like a while ago when I was testing different stuff. My largest hit was 25 billion in the training area. I would pretty consistently do 4 billion hits, which is nice. So, really want to know what's the biggest hit we saw. What I really dislike though is you don't get to know your hits that happen off screen, and those actually tend to be the ones that are the most damage. So you'll actually see my largest hits when I'm moving forward. You'll actually see that final bounce. But yeah. Unfortunately, with this build, there's been a lot more lag, but more destruction. Hey, Hellborn. Coming up in the middle of the battle. Another Surging Hellborn? Pfft, why not? So, I will have to go back and make a clip of that tier 90 run. I will have to actually start showing my tier 95 runs, because no one believes anything unless you show proof. So, got to do a tier 95. The ads of tier 95, easy. The boss of tier 95, hard. You can make it to the boss with like 10 minutes and like still time out. Silly. Now if they actually made bosses that had like crazy amounts of ads, the boss would die faster with me. I do more power, the more stuff on the screen, the more damage I do. Less stuff on the screen, less damage. Sort of sucks. Just is what it is. That actually holds true for even the Shatter build of this. This is not the Shatter build, this is just the standard build, so. But Shatter, this is the quasi-Shatter build. It's not getting its trillion point hits from shattering, but rather having lots of ads stacked together. So it's sort of doing what the Shatter build does, but in a different way. Because I don't know, I feel like the Shatter build is clunky. It's doable, but it's just clunky. But, you know, some people enjoy it. I'm tempted to do it eventually. But I believe that this build will make 100. So I want to see something that, you know, I know other people are already up like 125 with the Shatter build. But this isn't a Shatter build, this is a non-Shatter build, which is abusing bugs. So, but we'll see if they continue to allow it to be. We already got 1,000, not bad. Let's see. This one will actually allow more elites to spawn more points, even though this looks like this is funner, but this is more points. benefit of being a fireball mage is whenever you are actually doing Infernal Hordes, you tend to get lots and lots of points because everything dies faster, and the faster things die, the faster events start, so it just works out to your advantage. Probably get like 1,300, not too bad. The best I've done is like 2,000. Solo. So the trick is to get everything to be off the screen for you. And that's when you'll see I do the most damage. Look at the ones that are farther away from me. Yeah, we did pretty good there. I'm gonna have to go back and look at our tier 90 that we did and capture that out and show off the build that way. Oh, I hope that there's some trillion shot hits in that open field. If not, I'll be sad. I know I saw like a 200 bill hit, so hopefully I can get a screen capture of that. I'll go back and do that. Signing off. Have a good one.